big screen. Yeah.
Alright, so what's up, Daniel?
Ooh.
So what's it called? Yeah, Rock cut a 25-minute promo on Twitter, and then like on SmackDown he did like another 20-minute promo
Another
on his
20
own.
minutes. Dude, okay, that's amazing. Though, I mean, like, there was so much that happened. We even had conversations about it, like, offline. And people in our group, and shout out Hotspots, but people in our group, and one of them was like, oh, he's so stupid. This is boring, and I can't believe blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, he's filling in so much story, giving us exposition, telling us about things that happened, and filling in holes that we didn't even know existed or we didn't really care to think about. And it was like, yeah, because I wanted to know what happened in that conversation. How
Yeah.
did it come that he was like, yeah, Rock, come on in and take over take my dream, whatever. Like, and then so we're getting all that, and here goes this idiot. Just I was about to say his name, and he's like, you don't know, he's part of the Illuminati. Fucking Shay. So Shay opens his mouth and he says like, oh, it was so stupid and I didn't get it. And then you pointed out like, yeah, he doesn't catch the subtle nuance and just those particular things. As far as all that we were missing has now been filled. So now it's like we can move on with the story instead of having to do some sketch or whatever where they explain it. Like, but honestly, I'm gonna say this: I feel that Shay and a lot of other people, the Cody crybabies, are at
Definitely
a
Cody
point where,
Crybaby. He's definitely a Cody
yeah, I'm
Crybaby.
saying they're at a point where and yeah, I'm black, so I make almost everything about race. But it does feel like it is a whole thing where it's like, dude, they were giving us so much. And Black History Month, let's not lie, let's not lie, let's not lie. But on Black History Month, baby, because my first is pretty much February 30th. So, with that being the case, they gave us some amazing story on Twitter, and then after that, gave it to us right there.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's fantastic. I don't know. I don't know. I was proud. I was happy. They at least did something to big up, you know, black people or people of color during that time. Uh, but they weren't doing too well with Bobby Lashley. So,
All right. So
uh,
on that note, welcome to our like first official episode of SacrILlegious. We've worked out most of the kinks. You should be able to hear me at the start of the show now, where since I figured out that one, we put in a little more effort. You saw the little intro. We have lower thirds now, and yeah, we're gonna try to do this more regularly. But we're adults with shit to do, so you never know.
yeah, you know.
But yeah, because we missed Black History Month, and that was I feel, but also I feel like everyone missed Black History Month in terms of like programming, like
All right, man.
right? Is it just me? I was like, like I was like, there's no like, why wasn't Abbott getting a bigger push? Like we had, American Fiction, Origin,
Oh my
Book of
God, dude.
Clarence. Like why? Like how come these aren't getting any kind of push? And I was like, and then the biggest thing that was is this dude whipping a can of grape soda. Like that just feels wrong.
Man, okay, okay, thank you. Is that what we're looking at right now? It's like out of all the things what we could have had for Black History Month, it was like nothing really was there. They were really like doing the minimal, and they were just like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it, and that's how it's gonna be." Like with no shame about it.
Yeah.
This year was kind of like, "Well, hey, you know what? Trump's gonna be in office soon." Like that's what it feels like. They were just
Oh.
like, "Yeah, that's what it feels like."
Oh, I
That's
thought it's
literally what
because you
it
got.
felt
I
like.
thought it's because there's an extra day this month. It's like, yeah, that extra day is too many.
Nah, nah, man. I think they're just letting us know what's get ready for what's gonna happen because it's just they're taking everything away from us when it comes to. I mean, not even just Black History Month, but just like people of color. I'm being honest. It's
Yeah.
they're like, hey, we gave you something, and in the same month that we gave it to you, we're gonna take it away, and it's just like there was nothing promoted. I think Disney had one show and it was like some animated show
Oh,
and
it
it was
was
supposed to
you.
be still groundbreaking. Yeah. And it was still supposed to be groundbreaking, but the thing is it's like we know that's a limited series, so we're not going to see it again. And then same thing, I think Big E voiced something that was a Kickstarter thing that became something that was online. And that's just like a one-time thing. We're not going to see anything more of it. So it's just like Yeah, here goes your thing for Black History Month. Keep your mouths quiet, darkies, and we'll move on. That's what it felt like. I'm just being honest. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And I just wish it was better. I just really wish it was better. Um, do better, freaking do better. That would be like where I feel. Like I don't know,
I, f-
my opinion.
I feel like since Juneteenth became like a more recognized holiday, they like, oh, they got something outside of February. We don't have to care about February as much. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I think
yeah,
that's really it. That's really it. We'll go all out for one day, and then after that, when it comes to your
yeah,
month, you guys figure it out. Like, and that's it.
yeah. And
But
then
it's
like
like,
leap years, like, oh, and they got an extra day. Like, no,
you guys
like,
got an extra day. Congratulations. Like, you guys need something every day. My God, you're like, no, for what month? Every day of that month. Oh, see, so it is every day. Like that's what it feels like. But I
yeah.
will say something that we did sleep on when it came to shows this month for Black History Month for me, which is a great thing. It's a comedy show. Um, it's on. Well, this is why no one saw it. It's on BET Plus. No one has BET Plus.
Yeah.
And I mean, you think about it. Come on. Tubi is free for a reason. So, but BET Plus has a show called Churchy with um, Kevin Mitchell, or most people know him as Kev on Stage.
Hmm.
He's friends with
Oh, I
like
love Kevin.
Tony Baker and Patrick Cloud and To Hear More, a bunch of those people. And so he has a show called Churchy where he's like the son of the pastor, and the pastor is going to like assign a new upcoming pastor and blah blah blah, and he doesn't choose him. He chooses someone else, and he's like, "What? Like, dude, I'm literally stuck living here this life of churchy, and then you're not like giving me anything." He's like, "Well, you need to yourself." So that series is, and it's just very funny. It's very funny. It's all these tropes about how you feel when going to church, but modernized and for people that are like, "Look, I'm not super churchy,
Yeah.
but I'm churchy," and that's what it's about. It's really fun, and it's a really good show. It's just a shame that it's on BET Plus, and that's why I feel like it's something that hey we put out, but it's going to be under.
I feel
And
like it
because
would
it's
be
on
better
BET
on their
Plus,
channel because All Def has, like, why isn't it just an All Def like premium something like? Yo, I check, like, I see All Def all the time. I'm not gonna see BT
all
Plus.
the time.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I was like, why not just do it there? And it's where it's like, okay, it's set up to fail. It's set up to
ah,
fail. The whole thing.
but also that's like
And,
maybe they're. I feel like All Def has got to be part owner of BET Plus because like All Def is all over. Like I see that all the
well,
time.
all that is all over, but it's just because of the talent and everyone that's been collected there from over time.
Yeah.
When Russell owned it to when he sold it to the conglomerate, and then after that it continued on. Like, yeah, even when Kevin Hart owned it for a little bit, and
Oh,
then like they just oh yeah, All Def is there's a whole history of All Def. I
All
would
Def.
love to be able to break it down one day. It's amazing, but no, I mean it's just with all that still happening, it just feels like they're just pushing it down, and that's what drives me insane right now. I just
That. Yeah. I
but
mean,
moving on.
moving on. But like another show that's I like everyone who's seen it loves it, but I also feel like it's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like
Oh my god.
I love
People
that
I
show.
feel they're working so hard to hate it or not see it. That's what it feels like. Because I'll tell people like, have you guys seen this? Did you know like I didn't know the whole thing about uh Donald Glover did that whole high thing where it was like when Tyra Banks was sitting at a game and some what do they call some furries sat next to her, beside of her, and they were doing things, and it was at a game, and people were like, "What the hell is this? Like, what happened here?" And then it was that, and then Norm, I forgot his name, Mark Norm or Norm, whatever, some this white comedian, really funny. He was on stage somewhere in New York, and then he got heckled by some people in a way that was really weird, and it was like, okay, so what's really happening? And then that was all you heard about it. And then there was some other viral thing that happened. Come to find out, that was Donald Glover and Hi Hi that
Mhm.
was setting things up. Now, Hi Hi happens to be the team person,
It's like the
individual
Charlie
that
of their
Yeah, exactly. He's
agency.
Charlie of their kind of agency. So the thing is, he did something as high out in the public to promote it and just left it quiet. Didn't say anything about it. Just, hey, it happened. You'll figure it out. You'll see. You'll get it. You'll pay attention to all the social media that makes it and puts it together. And that was great because like it matched the show. And I'm trying to show people like, appreciate this damn show. Look at this and this and that. And they're just like, well, I thought they were married and they just didn't know that they were, like they're just stuck on the movie and they're not thinking of anything else. And this show enhances the whole idea and understanding of the Smith Agency and what it does. Like, and I just wish people saw it because now with that happening, it's a show that's just going to go into obscurity within freaking
Prime.
Amazon. Yeah.
Well, the thing about that too, it came out right around the time that Prime's like, oh, we're gonna put commercials unless you pay us more, and so it came out on that, and also it's like again, it was Black History Month, so they put no marketing behind it.
None.
But the show. So my theory for the show is that because it's supposed to be in the same universe as the Brad Pitt Angelina Jolie one,
right?
My theory is that they saw the success of a married couple as a spy, and that's why now that they're pairing them off like that.
Oh, in the chat, I'm sorry.
Oh, what was the chat?
Someone says, "What's BET Plus?"
Not gonna lie, I was like, BET has a premium.
Yeah, but dude, it's kind of like they're like, "Hey, AMC did it, and they're a white acronym, so we're gonna do it too." Like, I don't know why. Like AMC Plus, sure. BET Plus, look, we're original. No, Google, Disney has it. AMC, guys, something else. I don't know. But they're like BET Plus, you'll buy it. No one's going to. Like I said earlier, I was like, yo, Tubi is free, and Tubi pretty much is just BET. So let's not lie. I'm like, yo, but I don't know. I guess if you have excess money to spend, I mean, if BET wants to like somehow be interested in anything that I do, and provide me like a subscription, I would, because then BET Plus is something everyone needs. Okay, I'll cut that.
Yeah, you can cut that. Put that on. But Mr. and Mrs. Back to Mr. and Mrs. Like what I like. I love how they use like the craziness of like espionage to kind of just like symbolize being an adult, relationships, work, like trying to climb the work ladder and stuff like that. How that plays into your relationship. It's just, it feels like the way to kind of explain how complicated things are.
Oh yeah, I think also though, thinking about it like that, using work as that idiom for like the spy work as the idiom for just adulting. Mm-hmm. That is very true because like their problems that they were stemming from were still like adulting issues, but under the veil of like being a spy and killing someone and da da da. It was. I didn't really think about that. Like, the types and shadows, man. God, that makes the show even better. Now I need to go back and watch again.
It's a good show, and then, like it's also I brought it up because it's also kind of the perfect segue from it's because like we Black History Month, but also like I feel bad for I feel like Asians kind of took over Black History Month. Like I feel bad, but Asians are kind of eating right now. Like
this, yo, I'm not gonna lie. I think that was something I noticed last year.
Yeah.
Like last year, it was like, Black History Month, but I was like, there's a lot of Asian things, and I was like,
yeah. Last year we had beef. Like last year we had beef, and then beef beef won all the awards, so it's still.
It sweat. It was done, dude. And that's why I was like, wait a minute. So during February, is it also like an Asian appreciation or Asian Heritage Month? I was like, no, honestly, not February.
I honestly I don't know what needs to happen to this, but I think February needs to go to Asians, and y'all gotta take over not October because I feel
we should just take over June, the whole fucking month.
Yeah, take over like it needs to switch because honestly, it's like it's Lunar New Year
Black
too.
In the summer, come on, man! Like Blacks in summer, this is all good. This is all good.
And then right before 4th of July too, it's like, oh yeah, don't forget, all those people last month, like they didn't get to celebrate this back then.
Boom.
But like yeah, like because it's Lunar New Year, so it's like half the world's already celebrating a different New Year.
That's why. That's why.
Yeah, so it's like it's naturally gonna take a lot of attention just because so many people are celebrating that already. And then
so here we are. We're sharing February. That's pretty much it.
And then
it's a little New Year, and it's okay.
And model minority,
That's
like the white people are going to choose their favorite minority. Like,
oh my God! Oh, you like just recently introduced me to that phrase, and I was like, oh my God! And then when I read about it, and I was like, wait, like we allowed this guy to say that, and what? And dude, it blew my mind concerning that.
So that
we're just we're connected, man.
Yeah, like I feel like at least I mean, but so we got Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like that's a both of us call him, and then but then like beef is like resurging because of all the awards. We just had The Brother's Son, even though Netflix canceled it just yesterday or something.
R.I.P.
We have Avatar and we have Shogun. Shogun's this year's beef. Like Shogun is.
Oh, expats also.
Oh yeah, expats. Yeah. You know why expats get to push though? Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a limited series, so she's gonna give it her all, and it's gonna be like, yeah,
it's good though, and especially the episode. What was it, 5 or 6? Like with the I think it just aired. It's the one where they switched the POV to the maids.
Oh.
Like that episode. Ooh,
man,
that episode.
But dude, it made so much sense. It brought so much together, and now you're like, oh, I know what you're thinking when I see another scene and blah blah blah. I get it now, dude.
Yeah,
dude.
It's like oh yeah, I remember these background characters were kind of just like putting in the show. Like now, it's like now everyone wants series. It's like oh my god, their lives are so interesting. There's so much going on.
Oh my God, it's fascinating. Now you're like, now we need another one. But we're like, well, we had Downton Abbey. I mean, do we need? But it's like, but this is better.
Yeah. What about the maid too? Like my cousin's like that was her life before she got married. Like
word.
That like straight up in Hong Kong. No wait, no, she was in Hong Kong. No, Taiwan. Damn, now I feel racist. It was one of those bigger Chinese-ish cities. It might have been.
Oh, jeez.
It might have been Singapore. I don't remember.
Well, I'm not saying it. Daniel would never say that on air.
I think I get to say that. That's the. But,
yeah, you get it.
But yeah, before she married a white dude.
We're gonna stop with that story. But you're just.
But like her life, that was her life, Give out my family secret. But then we also got Avatar, and for Avatar, our boy Jezer loves the series, and so we'll let him take it away.
All right.
What's up, everybody? Jezer here. It's been a while, but I had to come back because we have to review Netflix's live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm going to hit you with some things that I really like about the show, and some things that I think that Netflix can really improve on in Season 2 and 3. Now, one thing that they did get right about this show is the cast. I really like how they got the main core right with Zuko, Katara, Aang, and Sokka. And of course, Uncle Iroh's a big favorite of mine, and so is Suki. Another thing that I really liked about the show is they took these iconic fan favorite scenes and characters and they included them in the show, but as Easter eggs, which is nice, and it's a good homage to some of the characters, like the Cabbage Man, who is played by the actual voice actor for the Cabbage Man, and of course the Secret Tunnel song. You gotta have the Secret Tunnel song.
Not a lot, but it's like dropping a lot. 32%.
32%.
Yeah. Now it's at 18.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Yeah, my drop frames are crazy. I gotta figure that out. What up, Desert? So, Avatar, you loved it?
Yes. Did you? I mean, what's not to love? I mean, I know there's a lot of hate going around because it's not exactly like the animated series, but with animated series, you have so much freedom to do so much like fun stuff. So I mean, it it's hard to translate it to live action.
Yeah, there's a lot of like the Sandcrawlers and stuff like that would have just been a budget heavy episode because you got to make a Grand Canyon and then you got to like flood it with like the Sandcrawlers and stuff like that. You just like we're not gonna get as many creatures.
Or like the sea monster in Kyoshi Island, like it's too much, I'm glad we even got like the badger mole, so that's good.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, we got 8 episodes, hour long each. What was like for me the part that kind of sold me immediately was the opening, kind of like the start of
that first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
that first 20 minutes. Yeah. It kind of reminded me a little bit of like the cinematography and like the effects is like 2 years ago with Mortal Kombat when Sub-Zero scenes and Scorpion scenes. It had that kind of vibe. Like the fire was like that, and it felt like that for sure.
Mm. Yeah, it's like dark, it's edgy, but also like that dude, that Earthbender was savage in the beginning. Yeah.
Honestly, what do you call it? There's even like a Ostrich from Supernatural was in it for like a pretty pivotal scene with Azula, and I was just like, oh man, they got him in the show, but then he's gone after like 2 minutes. I was like, damn, Ostrich is great.
They straight up burned people to death, like.
Yeah.
It was
just the scene where he's at the actual like air temple, and you just see like the remains and everything, and actually seeing like Monkeyatsu get like burnt. It was sad. It was just sad.
Jeez.
Yeah. What'd you think, Daniel?
Actually, I was more interested in everybody else's intake still when it comes to the whole separation of what we've known from the animated to what we're actually getting in the live action. Do you feel that there were moments in the live action where they did even better than expected, or even better than what we saw in the animated? Because that's something I've heard from people, and I always wonder what anybody else thinks.
I think for this one, like, if you remember the first season of the animated series, a lot of the scenes with Zuko and Uncle Iroh, Zuko was just like there, like he was kind of like, he reminded me of like the villain in Inspector Gadget. It was like, oh, I'll get you next time, Gadget. Like he's like, there's not like apart from like some of his solo scenes with Uncle Iroh, there wasn't a lot of scenes where like you get to see like why he is the way he is, you just saw like this whiny, annoying kid. It wasn't until second season where you really start to see the depth with him. And I think with here they kind of like jump started it a little bit and showed you a little bit like of his storyline. They start like the Agni Kai with his dad and his relationship with Uncle Iroh. So I think that was good. But like I said in the review, the one thing that in order to do that, they kind of took away some of like Qatar's key episodes for sure.
Oh
yeah. And then for everyone, Judge's full reviews coming up on our YouTube. It'll premiere at 12:30, so you get to see the whole thing there. I feel the show like it. I feel Zuko had a better season 1 in the live action, but I feel Katara's season 1 is like really reduced.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't know if that's. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say for me. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to say, for me, the one thing that I really liked about it was that we cut out a lot of filler, but sometimes some things that they decided was filler definitely wasn't. But I think they'll be able to at least catch up and make up, because I think there was something... Yeah, well, because I forgot, I don't want to put out an example and it's not for the right thing, so never mind. But that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's like they cut out some stuff, and it was like, thank God, so I'm able to progress through it. I thought I was going to have to go through this whole long part that I really didn't care about before, but now it's like, nope, here it is. And, we'll drop hints for things that we'll later be able to touch on. So it's like, I enjoyed that, because I'm a person that doesn't like filler. I really hate it. I stopped watching Attack on Titan because I felt like I was getting too much filler. So, like, this was an abridged version of the series, and I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, Avatar doesn't really have any. Maybe 2 episode fillers in each season, but then also there's so much character development in the fillers for me, and I feel especially with Katara's character, like I feel like even with Aang, like without Zhang, you lose a lot of like Aang's hesitance towards firebending, which is like a big thing later. But also, it might like it's also not a 1-for-1, so that might not be the the limiting factor for him when it comes to firebending later. Like we don't know if like they're gonna follow the same motivations for everything because they don't have to, and I think they found ways to kind of go about it. Like with Boomy, like instead of having him like he's still Boomy, but also he's the jaded Boomy. Like if Boomy was like, because he has every right. His friend left for 100 years, and he's like, oh, my friend's back, and that like all this, like I had to make hard decisions, and it's like Boom. Like in the series, they do like touch on like Boomy's making hard decisions, and this one instead of like kind of glossing over like with being pure happiness, he's like, nah, this is what I had. This is what has to happen, and this is why you need to know this too, because like. And so, like they have ways of they really don't have to follow the same motivations as the story to hit kind of like to still get to the same spot. So I think the burden of knowing the animated series keeps me from like giving it like a higher score than I would. But yeah, I still really like it.
I agree. What did you guys think about the combining of a lot of different storylines for it?
I think for the most part it works. Like for the most part,
I loved it. I'm down with it.
The Zhang one is the only one I'm really missing. Zhang because like it's also because it also humanizes the Fire Nation more. That like they kind of hit it with like Azula's intro. Like not everyone's not all of the Fire Nations for this, but Zhang is like kind of second to Iroh, and this guy's just like I'm not about this anymore. Like.
I highly doubt they're gonna omit him from the story. He might be in second season. Like, there's so much freedom with moving things around.
Like for second season, it's so compact already because they gotta introduce the whole Ba Sing Se stuff.
Well, I mean, you have to remember. You have to remember this is an adaptation. They don't have to follow just the same program of on second season of the an animated series they did this, so we got to do it too. They may be like, well, now's our time to stretch out because. We may go much longer than so many seasons or blah, 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 which live action usually doesn't, but who knows? Like this could be going for a while and give us...
What if they get like 13 episodes versus 8,
I really doubt they'll do 13. Like, I think they might get a 10. What I would like is if they were, like, I would like 9, and each episode kind of has a standalone episode of like, we get a Kyoshi episode. We get like an episode that's of something completely out there, like kind of how Korra had the Wan episode. We'll get one for a different avatar each time, so we get a Yang Chen episode and stuff like that, like in the later seasons. So kind of like we get and then then we get the Roku episode, and like so stuff like that kind of ties in, but also sets up for like more of an expanded universe kind of thing.
I think that the thing that took me away from Roku is if you. Like, I'm a huge Chuck fan, and the actor that played Roku was I think his name was like Yang or something in the series, and he was just a menace. He was just a freaking menace.
Harry Tang,
yeah. He was a menace. So when I saw Roku, I was like, this is Roku? And, like, I'm fine with it, but, I especially even his character in Dexter is, like, just so comical, So. Yeah, but other than that, like I love who they cast for everybody. I think it's great. I don't know. What was the Water Tribe's master? He was a little weird because his like hair and everything that looked kind of fake, but it was alright.
Yeah, the hair. Yeah, he's dope though. Like I think he had the stoicism of Baku. Like he definitely had it. But what's it called? What I liked about especially the siege. The siege was brutal, and I thought that was like a good addition to it. Like I think that's where it kind of that's where an instance where it does elevate. Like it really they're in war. They're a very one-sided kind of war too. Forget. And that's something I feel is kind of like not hit as hard. I mean, for good reason, but also like it's cool to kind of hit that aspect of it this time around.
Hey, our audience has grown up, so we got to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
the one thing that I love that they added is the when Sokka, Katara, and Aang were taking down one Fire Nation ship, and they're like, oh yeah, we did this. So much work went into it. There's so much fighting and so many effects that went into it. And they're like, oh yeah, let's go see how many other ships there are. There's like a whole fleet. Like, oh fuck, this fuck sucks.
Oh man.
I don't know what kind of didn't work for me. And one part that didn't work for me was though in the Northern Water Tribe, like their lead general guy that was supposed to be kind of rivals with Sokka, just being so open.
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
That like I don't know, like it's like it hit almost, but again they do that thing where like they hit pretty much the same beats. The thing with the uniforms, the thing with all that stuff. It's like they still hit the beats, but they kind of hit it on like the opposite side of the coin. Instead of being like funny, like two dudes going against it, it's like, oh, two warriors kind of connecting, and it's like, it's like, all right, I mean, but again, it's like burden of the show because like I love the show so much. Like I didn't want that. I wanted these two to like push each other around. Like
one thing that I did notice, I don't know if like it's explained or if they did in the animated series, and this is something that Karina pointed out when we were watching, is when the moon, when the fish that was representation of the moon died, Yui was able to like free Sokka's feet to the ground when everybody else didn't have any waterbending powers. I give you credit, don't worry.
I did like that part because I like. I really like that part. Why?
It's like, wait, how did she do it? But everybody else is like dying out there because they don't got shit.
But what's it called?
No.
So,
Okay.
what's it called? I had this theory, like because like if Aang lived his full life, the next person to be the Avatar is going to be a waterbender. We got Korra, but if Aang like lived a natural life, I think it would have been Yue. And that's why she was born stillborn, because the Avatar spirit Rava was never put into her.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's why she needed the moon spirit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
she was going to be the Avatar.
Yeah, that's why like.
Oh my god.
So that makes sense. Like why the moon spirit like was so ingrained into her, and then she had to give the spirit back.
What did you guys think of Admiral Zhao?
Oh, I thought he was great. Ken Lung killed it.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of like he's conniving and swarmy. He's got that.
Yeah.
I thought he killed it.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
Dude, honestly, casting out the water, boom, that was it. This was really well cast.
The one casting I don't like is Daniel Day
Here
Kim.
we go.
Because I am rooting for the Fire Lord. Like, I like this guy too much. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to be against this guy? Like, Zuko kind of ran his mouth. I could, I don't support hitting your kids, but I get it. Like, I mean, that's the problem with hiring Daniel Day Kim. Now I'm like, man, he makes some good points. Like, why shouldn't the world be united? Why is it got to unite behind the Avatar? Why can't it be this guy who's like, working towards it? Like, you just gotta not like, he has some good points. Like, I can't disagree with this dude.
Yeah.
That's other than that. Like, I mean, he kills it as a role. Like, he's a menacing old guy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even Sozin, Sozin. Yeah. Freaking crazy. Everybody was perfectly cast in this series for sure.
Yeah, 100%. It's I'm excited for season.
I think the only thing is the writing needs to be a little bit better so that you get to utilize a lot of some of these actors' actual skills and they're not you're not downplaying or not doing justice to some of them.
Yeah, I think the one who needs a huge come up is Katara, just because she's kind of like they got kind of her like her nagginess,
a little bit, yeah.
But they didn't give her sass, which kind of just like now it's not as likable. But you
can tell like the actress has it, she has that sass, so it's
yeah, she definitely has the sass. You see her in the interviews.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
and she knows all. She reads the comics. She's read like so she knows her stuff. She can do it. It's just they need to hit it harder next season for her.
What was your thoughts on Grand delivering that the intro, the original intro?
I mean, where do you think Katara heard it from? Like,
True.
you know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that Easter egg. It was like, oh, I get it. I get it. I was down.
Yeah.
I was down. I was like, thank you. Like, I don't know. I appreciate when they're like, hey, we know you guys would like to know. Here goes something, and they just give it to you, and it's like,
What?
yes.
One thing when it showed up and I got super excited for it is when Jet showed up with his whole gang, his like freedom fighter gang. I was like, man, they look so fucking perfect.
Yeah,
it's like it's perfect. It's you can't even complain about any of it. It's so perfect.
Jet and the freedom fighters were super dope. I loved how in the Kyoshi episode they slip in that little Easter egg from the opening title with Aang just on his air scooter and then he hits the statue.
Yep.
Oh.
I just like little touches, like it's like they get it. They definitely get it. You know, I think they're gonna, it'll be polished for, if and when they get another chance, they're definitely gonna polish it up. And then I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, and then I think one thing for sure is the set design. Like just like I know a lot of it's CGI, but like seeing all of these like iconic like cities like realized in live action, Omashu and the Air Temple, even like the Fire Nation, it makes me super excited for Ba Sing Se and like what it's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Man.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this Avatar really was like it's worth the hype.
Yeah,
it's definitely worth the hype. Like, we had Cowboy Bebop. We hoped for so much, and we got so little. What was the other one?
One Piece
with Light and
we don't talk about
Death Note.
That was the worst of all. Like Death Note was other than the casting for Ryuk, that thing sucked.
Right?
Yeah. Within the same vein, what did you guys think about the news for the Naruto live action series that they're doing?
Oh, I'm hyped. What's it? Destin Daniel Cretton? It's a done deal. It's the dude knows comics. The dude knows action movies. The dude knows it's a done deal. And Lionsgate's been killing it. Like horror, action, comedy. Like, dude, Lionsgate is on fire right now.
I knew nothing about it. So I'm hearing this right now, and I'm like, oh, what?
But the thing is, do they cast an Asian kid and give him blonde hair, or do they cast like a blonde-haired kid?
No, it's gonna be an Asian kid with blonde hair for sure.
It's gonna be an Asian kid with blonde hair.
Yeah.
I hope.
It's kind of like how they did with Yu and
you use a Japanese like property, like that's Japan like licensed through Netflix or Netflix Japan. It's not like One Piece where it's like kind of Netflix like proper, going out and doing the casting like that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh yeah, One Piece, that was good too.
Yeah. But all right, Jez, we'll see you in a bit. We're gonna switch over to movies and talk about Dune 2 with Shalise.
Nice.
And give you a little clip of her review coming up.
Okay. All right, this is happening.
We'll see you in a bit.
What's up, guys? It's Shalise, and I am super, super, super excited about this video today. I am geeked. What movie could I possibly be talking about? I don't know. Possibly the greatest movie of 2024. Maybe in the last 5 years. I don't know. Let's talk about it.
You are not prepared for what is to come.
Dune Part 2 is finally here. I never thought we'd get this movie so soon after the strikes and whatnot, but it's here. And it is an absolute masterpiece. I gotta say that this level of energy that I have right now, I've had it since I walked out of the theater. I have friends that have been super annoyed with me talking about it, rightfully so. I won't stop tweeting about it. They've been going in on me on Twitter. I've gotten phone calls, text messages, Instagram messages like, oh my God, this movie must be really good if you keep talking about it. It is.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth watching multiple times,
Also,
but let's talk about why.
It don't matter because we're back anyways.
Oh God, I love it. God.
Actually, tell us about Dune 2. I don't think there's anyone who loves it as much as you do right now.
I am so excited. I think a big part of me that was the most excited about it was because I know how a lot of people felt that the first one was pretty underwhelming, so they didn't really want to go see the second one or even give it a chance to begin with. And I was like, no, like you guys got to understand, they set this film up to really like the first one set the second one up to be like the one that's going to just break box office numbers and like blow everyone's minds, and it's just so beautiful. Like I think if they didn't talk at all, I think if you just listen to the score and see the visuals, the cinematography alone, I think is what's gonna just blow everyone away. I know it can be a hard follow. I know the book was a really hard follow, but I think that they did a really good job at adapting the film to make it as easy to follow as they could for people that were not familiar with the world and everything that they're the names and all the things that they're making references to. So it's so good, and you have to see it in IMAX. Like I cannot speak for anyone that saw it in a regular format. I'm not saying that it's bad in regular format, but the experience that I had in IMAX was just top tier. And not only that, but I learned there's different sizes and screen sizes when it comes to IMAX. I think I always knew that, but I don't think I really realized that it makes a difference. I saw it twice in IMAX. The first time was just a massive screen, like you're looking side to side to keep up with everything. And the second one was pretty just focused. So very big difference, but oh my God, it's just so good. The acting is amazing, but just oh my God, I just can't talk about the visuals and the score enough. Like that's literally, I think that's what took everyone by storm. Is just that. Timothy did so great. Oh my God, he did so good, and he's just such a boy, right? Like everyone can't see him past being a boy, but he came out of this movie and was like a leader, and I think that is like one of the top 3 best things about the film is his ability to shift into a leader versus the first one. He kind of was like getting a feel for everybody, but oh yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's a cinematic experience like through and through.
Sure.
It's you feel the movie a lot more than you watch the movie. Like especially like it's Hans Zimmer, right? Hans Zimmer score. Yeah.
Ooh.
Like I haven't felt like a movie reverberate like that since probably Inception. It just like it just like kind of like it gets like it slowly like creeps in and then just kind of like expands out and you're kind of just absorbed, and then like even though it's all sand, it still it pops. It doesn't look like you're looking at a bunch of sand. Like
no, really, seriously, Greg Fraser needs his flowers. Like Greg Fraser deserves an Oscar for that. Like I just think that if it wasn't so, I think it was a really good marrying. Like I think they married really well, the score and the cinematography together. If you were missing one without the other, it's easy to overlook this as being a great film instead of just a good film. But I think that's what took it to the next level, is that they just really bounced and fed off of each other, and the acting was just a cherry on top. I don't think they could have cast any. I don't think they could have made a better cast. I was trying to think like who they could have swapped out, or even looking at some of the people that they were saying were in the running to be some of the characters, but it was perfect. It was a perfect film. I don't know a better film in the last 5 years at least. Batman was kind of up there. I don't know. Batman was kind of fire, but it wasn't as visually appealing as this was.
Batman. I saw plot holes in Batman, so that's why I can't even put it in the same thing. I mean. Last 5. I really like the film, but there's a lot of films I like more than that.
I agree in regards to the excitement and the feel of a film. I was trying really hard to remember when the last time I felt like that in a theater was, and I know Endgame is the only thing that comes to mind. But see, Endgame culminated to that one segment. So I think, but this was like the entire time you're just right when you think it can't get any better than it did. It just took it to another level, and I think that's what made this movie so good, is that it kept going.
Yeah,
it didn't get dull. There's no bathroom breaks at all.
Yeah, I think the last film to hit like close for me was Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
But I think also that's like a culmination of like, all right, this is getting back into cinema, and so there's like a different kind of air about it. Whereas this one, we're kind of back already, and I think now we all kind of have higher standards of like, it needs to be. I need to get to like X level of like satisfaction to make that trip to the movies worth it, and this one's like way above that expectation?
I think I was having those type of expectations for Tenet.
Tenet?
Christopher Nolan is my favorite director, and when that came out, that was the first movie I saw in theaters after COVID, and I got the very low end of the audio. Like I think that they had some issue going on with the audio, and they re-released it into theaters after they repaired it. But when I first saw it, I was like, this can't be how this is supposed to be experienced. Like there's something wrong. And sure enough, they said they had sound issues, and they repaired it and re-released it. But that's the experience that I got from this. Is what I thought I was gonna get with Tenet. I couldn't follow along. I was dumb. Tenet had me questioning my intelligence. Because I was like, I'm not able to follow along. Is there something wrong with me? Am I slow? I'm looking in a theater and my friends are like, they're invested, and I'm like, something's wrong with me. Because I could not follow that movie to save my life.
Yeah, that like. I like to play with time, but also I'm just like, yo, this dude had to live backwards for like over 20 years then to go meet that dude before he meets him.
I was like, it was
okay.
What?
I'm glad you said that because I was not the only one. Like I was sitting in the theater, and it felt like I almost wanted to cry because I was like, I felt that way. I went and saw it again the same day, right after.
Just to make sure
so
that
I
you
actually I was like, oh
yeah.
Oh, dude.
No, but in Dune, same with Dune. There was a part in Dune. There was a sentence that Rebecca Ferguson's character said to Timothy, and I didn't. I had a friend that I went with that. He's hard of hearing, so he talks loud. So he was talking during the movie at certain parts, but he spoke over the one line that she said, and that one line made a lot of a difference later when I saw it the second time. I was like, oh, that makes sense. That's what she said. I didn't know that she said that. I didn't hear it. So like, I was like, okay, because I'm glad that I actually am gonna go see it at least 2 more times. Definitely during the day, because going to see Dune past 10 o'clock is insane.
Yeah, that's it.
Like you go from seeing sand and daylight and it's just dark when you leave. Not it. It's not it. But the memes, I live for the memes. They're just so on point and they're perfect. So I'm really happy that people are finally seeing it because all of us, I feel like everyone saw this movie like 10 days ago. Longer, actually today's March 3rd. Some people saw it February 20th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's been like almost 2 weeks this movie's been out, and you know how many people are trying to.
Oh, I mean, it officially came out Friday, or you know.
Yeah, but see, like the people that saw it, like those. So like they did a fan screening, which is one of the ones I went to on the February 25th. Those people. Those are the people that I see are like tweeting, and I think because I keep liking stuff, my whole feed is doomed too. The whole entire feed, and I'm just laughing and laughing. And I'm like, wait, is everyone else experiencing Twitter the way I am right now, or is it only because my algorithm is not formulated just doomed? But it's such a great film, and I can't imagine any. I'm trying to think really hard about if they could change one thing, what would it be? I would have probably said just longer. There's definitely a that could have been longer.
Like it's almost 3 hours, and I feel like it does. It's like I wouldn't have mind if it was longer. Like it's.
Wait, are we able
wow
scenes? Is this a spoiler free thing?
It's up to you. I mean.
Okay, what's in the book? Okay, so and I can't remember their names. Forgive me, guys. I don't know the names. But Josh Brolin.
Those names are hard.
Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista. That fight sequence should have been longer.
Yeah.
And from my understanding in the book, it is longer and more drawn out. That was just rushed, very rushed. So that part, I think, and I was listening to people's chatter when they were leaving the theater, and that was one of the comments. They were like, "Oh, they could have gone this route, or it should have been longer," because you get this whole feeling of like, "Oh, Josh Brolin's character is just gonna like go ham when he sees Dave Bautista," and he does not. So.
Aww.
Also trying to see like Austin Butler being like superior to Dave Bautista, I had a hard time with that too. I was
that's
like,
a hard swallow. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Dave Bautista will drop him in a heartbeat. But
God.
I feel Dave Bautista and Josh Brolin have that Terrence Howard Ludacris relationship where one of them is always just gonna beat the hell out of the other one when they're in the movie. And
really,
yeah, because like every time Terrence Howard shows up with a Ludacris movie, he beats the shit out of Ludacris. Every time Josh Brolin's in the movie with Bautista, he beats the shit out of him.
Oh, see there.
I mean, it's only two for two. It's only 2 movies, but I mean, it's,
two.
Yeah, it's 2 for 2.
What 2 movies? What 2 movies? Brolin and
Infinity War. Thanos and Drax.
Oh God, I forgot.
Okay, well,
Oh,
I'm,
my God.
I'm on the other spectrum.
Oh, my
What
God.
Ludacris and Terrence Howard movie?
So there's what was it? Crash.
Is it
There's
Crash?
Crash and
Okay.
Hustle and Flow.
This one flow?
Yeah, I was gonna say whoop that trick.
Yeah.
Whoop.
He
Okay,
beat him up in
okay.
the
That's
he beat him up in the bathroom after he threw his mixtape in the toilet.
Yeah,
I was like, why am I drawing a blank right now? Okay.
he beat him bad.
He beat the shit.
I wonder how much they had to pay him for him to allow that to happen.
Yeah, because they put his face into his own piss. Like,
Yeah, man. I was like, dude.
You're degrading yourself.
Yeah.
Get a hold of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I mean, it's not that it matters now, because they're gone. But if y'all went to Alamo, I think they said they're gonna keep doing them until April 1st. But they're sold out now. But this is insanely well done.
Oh,
I don't even think it's Mondo. But it's at Alamo Draft House. This is just the coolest. I collect these pint glasses from. They used to be Mondo, and Mondo no longer makes them. But this is insane.
that is.
Whoa.
Like it's so well done.
When you turned it and
Like,
the faces showed up, that because I
Yeah,
thought it was just
yeah,
I
right?
just thought it was a label. That's
Yeah, I thought it was
sick.
just that, and then man.
Oh! Did you
That's
get the
much better than
popcorn bucket?
cup. Yep.
I did get the popcorn bucket. I did get the popcorn bucket.
Oh, she's got the Dune
Oh
popcorn
my
bucket.
Got it.
She got it.
Oh. Like, are the teeth like hard, or are they just like?
No, they're like what's the phrase? It's like, can you hear it?
Oh, okay, I see.
It's like a
I see.
Oh, it's
like
ASMR right
silicone.
here. ASMR.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah, now I will say I almost knocked this entire thing over because this is a really hard lid to get off. Now I just kind of put it on there. But my best friend's husband just wanted the popcorn. He was uncomfortable with keeping the bucket. So I bought the popcorn. I bought the popcorn and let him have the bucket. I mean, he let me have the bucket. But when I was trying to take the lid off because he did not feel comfortable putting his hand in here, I almost just across the entire theater because it's so, I don't know why they designed it to be that tough to take off. There's screws in the bottom of this.
Oh shit.
Okay, see, that has to be like a sensory nightmare for people where they're like, the feel,
Yeah,
and then
yes,
after that, the
some people that are weird
sound.
about that stuff.
There's a whole thing that goes on. The look, the feel, the sound.
I mean, as a chubster though, that's just like it's gonna knock so many kernels out of my hand as I pull it out. Like that's the
Completely upset the entire time.
yeah.
But,
it's like,
you know,
yeah. What?
My friend, she went to go get popcorn buckets for me because I do collect them just for once I like put them on shelves and stuff. She got the Ghostbusters one.
Oh,
That's
the
like-
one with Slimer, like where he's like looks
Yes.
like he's done. That one
She
looks.
got
dope.
that one. But there is not a single popcorn bucket I think that comes close to this one.
Wait, that just.
Ooh.
But that.
Like, I put popcorn in here and I'll keep it on the side just to have like I'm like editing and stuff, so it still has popcorn kernels, but I use it.
So you could just put
This
your.
was going for $150 on Macari and stuff when it came out.
Oh damn.
That's crazy.
That's the
Dope.
Pattinson one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it has a logo on the bottom. Yeah. It's just, I don't think there's anything that's cool. Oh, and then here, you could see through it, so you can see the popcorn through there.
Oh, that's.
And
it.
no one really knew that because when you got it, it's dark in the theater, so you're not paying attention. But it's just, there's not one that comes close to this.
Oh,
I'm waiting for one. I mean, the Dune one is just weird to look at, but yeah, I think that one was awesome. So.
What's it called? Ryan Reynolds teased that the Deadpool movie is supposed to have like the most ridiculous popcorn bucket.
I can only imagine he's on some crazy stuff. I've been a fan of his
Yeah.
forever. I was actually talking to Kev about this earlier. I've been a fan of him since he was on Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza
Girl, the
Place.
pizza place.
Yes. I've been a fan of him since then. When I met him when I was 16 at Teen Choice Awards. I won a contest through JCPenney to go and give out the surfboards. And everyone at that generation at that time was High School Musical, Miley Cyrus, Superbad. It was those type of characters. I was really into film and movies instead of like the Disney stuff. So I'm looking at all the cardboards trying to figure out who's here. And I saw Ryan Reynolds' name on there. And the guy that won with me, he's taking pictures with like Avril Lavigne and Vanessa Hudgens. And I'm like at the front of the carpet. And I'm like, I'm waiting for Ryan Reynolds. And he's like, who's that? And I was like, you know Ryan Reynolds? I was like, Van Wilder. I think he was in Blade Trinity by then. He was like, no. I ran up to this guy, and as soon as he came out, I was like, oh my God, Ryan, it's so nice to meet you. I'm a big fan. And he was like, really? Because I'm young. And it's like the Teen Choice Awards. Like, he didn't think anyone knew, like, really who he was. And I was like, yeah, I've been a fan since Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. He goes, oh, wow, you really are a fan. And he was like, would you like to take a picture? And I was like, Yes, I didn't cry, but I was just geeked because I was like, that was the person in my life at that time I wanted to meet so bad. Oh man, that was an experience. And he was like, "All right, I'll see you backstage." I was like, "Yeah, you will." Saw him backstage, asked for another picture. So that's one of my favorite people. So Deadpool is my favorite movie or most anticipated movie of the year for sure.
Ryan
Will I like
Reynolds
this dude? I don't know.
Ryan Reynolds and The Rock are the celebrities I would probably cry if I met.
And you know what's funny? I met them back to back.
Met them
like
back to
when
back.
Ryan walked off, The Rock came out of his limo. Yeah. So my friends like to look at that picture. They realize how tall he is because he makes me look so short.
I think Rock is one of the few people who don't like exaggerate his height, because bro, like so many people, so many of these actors supposed to be 6 foot or 5'8". Like what the like it's.
So wait, if you like The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, then you loved Red Notice.
I liked Red Notice. I didn't love it.
But was it like a thrill for you to see them two together?
Yeah, it was dope to see them together. I was like, I'd like to see that kind of like expand, but the movie was, I like Central. I think it should have been like Central Intelligence, where they just it's like a bunch of Easter eggs on their real life and like play on that instead of this weird like kind of try to be in this character kind of thing. Like Central Intelligence, like it's a goofy ass movie, but it's all like inside jokes. Oh, what the? Oh, so I think someone turned their speaker on. But yeah, it's like all inside jokes on Kevin Hart and The Rock, like the fanny pack and all that stuff. And then
Kevin Hart and The Rock took over as a duo. I'm trying to think who was a duo before then.
Ooh,
Kevin Hart, like I think the only thing that comes to mind for me is Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. But,
okay, I'm think there's somebody.
There's definitely more, but that's like
I would say Will Ferrell and
Adam McKay,
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark.
Yeah.
I was gonna say John C. Reilly, but
John C.
Mark
Reilly,
Wahlberg,
Mark Wahlberg.
That's that
No,
duo.
it's like
of
one that's like serious,
funny
and then there's
okay.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
But when I talk about my favorite movies of all time, which is why again Deadpool is like it's not in my top for Ryan, but like I think about my Ryan Reynolds movies, Safe House and Smoking Aces.
I haven't seen Smoking Aces. I need to watch that one again.
Smoking Aces.
I need to watch that one.
You need to see this movie.
I have to take back what I put in that video as far as talking about a stacked cast. They didn't. Now I will say, Dune utilized all their people. They were utilized.
Okay.
Smoking Aces didn't utilize their people. Ben Affleck, Chris Pine,
yes.
Ray Liotta, Ryan Reynolds,
Dude. Yes.
Common, Alicia Keys, Taraji P. Henson, Jeremy Piven, Andy Garcia.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, that cast was stacked. But they didn't to do what Dune did with their people.
I
love
love
the Blu-ray of that in my collection. I just haven't watched it for some reason.
It's so
or I was really high.
It's good. I have the Blu-ray and I have the commentary. I watch it a lot.
That's in my top 10.
It's really good. It's really good.
And every time I watch Safe House, I'm always tempted to say that's one of my favorite. To say it's my favorite Ryan Reynolds movie, it's up there because I think that was the time he transitioned to show people, hey, I could really do this acting to not just be funny, or I could do like serious action. Because what did he do before that? Blade Trinity, but yeah, that was no.
My favorite.
Yeah, he got really bad rep for that.
My favorite Ryan Reynolds movie is Just Friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Actually, I have not seen the full movie, but I have a definitely maybe poster that I won from some website. It's signed by him, but I haven't seen the movie. That's the whole rom-com era where they tried to make him into, they same thing they did with Chris Evans, try to make him into like that rom-com leading man, that James Marsden of a man. They tried to do Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, Hollywood wasted him. He was fantastic. Fantastic. Man. Clean career his entire life.
Hey, Westworld, he was fantastic in it.
I don't know what I love him in. Oh, they did Cyclops, and I didn't really he didn't really shine in that, but yeah, he got wasted. He's really, and I think Sonic, his reemergence in Sonic kind of reminded people like, hey, he's great. Because even in The Notebook, I was tripped out. I was like, it's a win-win. You got James Marsden or Ryan Gosling. Like, in fact, I would have stayed with James Marsden. Like, I don't know. And you're not broke? Like, why are you going to Ryan Gosling again? Just because he loved you? Ew. Like,
oh God!
He built a house. Great. The other one could buy you a house. Like, what do you? I don't really understand. I'm staying with James Marsden.
Isn't he broke? Oh God!
Hey, if you're watching this, Ryan or anybody for the Fall Guy, I still want to interview you. That doesn't mean I don't like you. I do love you. I'm just saying, in the movie and the character, I would have went with James Marsden character.
All right. On that note,
Jezzer says Marsden is always the other man.
Oh, he is.
Is.
All right.
Oh,
In my clunkiest transition ever. Speaking of Hollywood heartthrobs, Jack Black has Kung Fu Panda 4 coming out. I'm gonna play that clip and then we'll come back with our roundtable.
I had some nice little lines, but
Right,
a lot of voila, which was a lot of ad lib, yelling and screaming and cursing. And I guess you cut out all the cursing, you know.
So I think DreamWorks is, I imagine, trying to keep this genre alive for a long time to come. Of course, I may not be available after I'm 100 years old, but I'll try to do number 5, 6, 7, 8. Just kidding, of course. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? But it has meant that much for me to be included into the all of the Poe series here, and.
Superman Returns, The Notebook, X-Men 2.
He is. He's always the other man.
He's always
Literally always the other man.
Gene.
Kate Bosworth had a kid with frickin' Brandon Routh, and James Marsden didn't even know. I was like, oh, this is my kid. Nah, that's a frickin' Kryptonian.
Oh, yeah, this is my kid. Like that.
James Marsden, 27 Dresses.
27 dress. Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Did he end up with her at the end of the movie?
Yes, he did with Katherine Heigl.
Yeah.
It's Catherine Heigl.
Even X-Men 2. He was the
Let
cut.
me tell you also, are we on right now?
Yeah, we're on.
No.
So funny, I got lucky when it comes to this Dune glass because people are driving across. They're driving across the city to find these glasses. I have a friend that called me and he was like, "Hey, I called up there and they got the glasses." I was like, "Yeah, I know, but the rule is you have to buy a ticket and sit in your seat and order it." And he was like, "No, like the guys like they're saying they're selling them right now." I was like, "Say less." So I stopped what I was doing and I ran over there and got it. The guy was like, "How many do you want?" And I was like, 2. And then my other friend was there. He goes, "Okay, 2." And then I got to the car and I was like, "Nah, I have friends that are gonna want this." I went back in there. I was like, "Hey, I'm just curious. I got friends that I'm seeing this with. They're not gonna get here on time. Like, how many can you get?" He goes, "Well, how many? How many do you want?" I won't realistically say the number that I bought, but it was well into the $100 range. But I just want to look out for my friends because you obviously want one to collect and you want one to keep. But people are they're driving across city. There are people going to Dallas to get them from Houston. It's just a glass.
Yo.
It's nice.
I'm not going to downtown LA to get that. No, I'm not going to
Oh,
downtown
no.
LA. No.
Skid Row? They might sell them on Skid Row.
Maybe.
Like, I don't want it.
Set up shop.
All right. I forgot to mention. So Shalice's interview is going live review is going live at 12. My Kung Fu Panda interview is going live at 1. But all right, welcome back, Jezzer. We're back. All right, so what we want to talk about is kind of like all these cancellations. So like, especially WB's cancellations. So WB canceled Batgirl. They canceled
Gotham Knights.
Yeah, Gotham Knight. Well, no,
Which should have not even been made.
That's not that doesn't count. That was.
What's the one with the 2 Asian leads that everyone's like really mad about on Twitter?
2 Asian leads. Oh, that's Netflix. That's the brother son.
Yeah, the brother son.
Yeah, 2 Asian leads and Michelle Yeoh. Like.
That's insane.
And like after rave reviews and everything, and then Coyote versus Acme. So there's a lot of these cancellations going on, like so, especially with WB. So WB said this thing that they're the only pure storytelling company or something like that. And with the if you look at their list of cancellations, there's a real trend in their cancellations. It's like, oh, your lead's not like a white dude. That's the big. So when I saw that quote, it's like we're the only pure storyteller. Like that kind of hit the signal for me. Is like, oh yeah, we're going back to white stories. And how do you guys do you guys think I'm like am I grasping at straws here, or is it like are you saying the quiet part out loud?
Do you mean that they're doing? Well, I think you're saying the quiet part out loud because I mean it's more of if it's not a cis hetero whatever white male, like that's it, right? if it's not a white male, then we
Is that the trend?
can let it go.
Yeah, look at all the projects they shelved and put away. It's like Coyote versus Acme. You got Eric Bauza doing 10+ voices, and and the iconic Looney Tune voices. Like, people love the Looney Tunes still. Like,
so when they do cancellations, do they ever like come out and justify why? Like, hey, this is why we canceled. Here's a number.
They say
tax break. Yeah.
But it's like, if you look online too, like Save Coyote versus Acme is like trending. It's been trending all week. And then because like Zaslav says, oh yeah, we're just gonna delete it. Like, just straight up delete it. Not even shelve it, delete it. And it's like, it's a weird thing to say. Like, Batgirl was shelved. It wasn't deleted. They shelved it, for the tax write-off. Coyote versus Acme, he's like, no, because they said they were gonna shelve it. And then there was a big outcry of support. They said we were going to shop it around. And then all of a sudden, like, yeah, this time we're just going to delete it entirely. Like, delete the work entirely. And it's, like, I know part of it's just like, when you're in the CEO, you say something, you go back on it. Like, you guys kind of, they always got to double down. But also, it's like all the projects they do this to have had a lot of, like, melanin in the forefront. And
is it just with WB, you said?
It's mainly WB. Like, the Netflix stuff, that's like, with the brother son getting canceled, I think I can't complain about Netflix, pushing color, because we got Avatar, we got One Piece, we have Beef, It's just, so with Netflix, I feel like the problem with something like the brother sons, like, they only marketed it, like, it was marketed heavily to Asians, like, and whereas Avatar is marketed globally and to every, white audience. I think that's what they kind of messed up there. It's like, yes, they kind of prefix the show. It's like, oh, it's an Asian show. We're gonna push it towards an Asian audience. When it's like, you should be pushing it to your whole audience, and that's why I think that's why it didn't get like the love it should be getting. But WB on the other hand is like, they're just canceling. It's like, and like not that I expected Superman to not be a white dude or anything like that, but like with Supergirl, they went super white. It's like all their projects forefront, they're like white, forefront white. Right after.
How was that again?
White. Like,
oh,
white versus like, and everything they canceled was darky dark. Like, it's like
yeah.
Yep. I don't know if that's just something I seen. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I feel like it's odd that it's just one particular studio. Like, I feel like that's what's making it weird. If it was across the board and it's like, hey, everyone's doing it, but if y'all are the only ones that are doing it, what's y'all's real issue here? Because it's, ironically, they're also involved. Like, Warner Bros. Is the one that did Dune, right? I know Legendary's involved, but it was Warner Bros. That did Dune, right?
Yeah, they published or distributed it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember thinking, so I saw some comments online that people were saying like, oh, it's like this white savior type story. But then I was actually talking to one of my friends in regards to the casting, and they were like, did you see how much melanin they had in the movie? That's great. Like, that was awesome. Okay, that's a clear change there, but I don't think I noticed that it was just Warner Bros. That was making those kind of cancellations based. Like, I don't think I paid attention. I just kind of, when I saw the brother's son, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's Netflix.
That when I saw that happen, I was just like, wait a minute, like, is that a thing to where they are just canceling stuff that they feel like, because there's I don't know if y'all know about this thing called Strong Black Lead. That is Netflix based, but they list all the shows that got canceled, and they're all like really good shows with like black leading people, and they're like, why did y'all cancel this? This was great. And they have no answer for it. But with Warner Bros, they're the only ones that I think is just so focused on one. They're fixated on just one. I guess just one ethnicity being leading. I don't know. I just didn't notice they were canceling so many.
Yeah, since the merger with Discovery, they've been canceling a bunch of projects, and then they started licensing out a lot of their properties to like the other. That's why like there's so much WB stuff on Netflix right now. It's because they're licensing it, because it's hard to be a streaming service, and WB kind of they kept dropping the ball. Like,
I think the Warner Brothers stuff left Netflix end of February.
End of February.
Yeah, so I think they only did it for February.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. But then so it's, I don't know. What do you got, like, just look. If someone could has their computer in front, like if you could look it up, because if I start pressing buttons, it's gonna change scenes and everything. But like just look at all the stuff that WB canceled, and it's like starting with Batgirl. Batgirl, yeah,
that was insane.
Yeah, like it's like it's also like a Brendan Fraser resurgence. Like you could capitalized on that.
When you see Sony releasing these movies,
on here.
Yeah.
When you see Sony releasing these Spider-Man movies and they can't do Batgirl, that makes no sense.
Right.
So they canceled the Court and Judge Mathis.
What?
Why did they do that?
Jeez.
They're really canceling a bunch of HBO Max's shows.
Oh yeah, they canceled Warrior, but that's on Netflix, and if enough people watch it, there's a chance to get season 4. So go watch Warrior. One of the best shows on one of the best dramatic shows on there, out there. But do you think these I don't know. For me, it's I was looking at the slate of cancellations, looking at the billing on it, and then to hear Zazaf say or read Zazaf say WB is the only pure storytelling company. Is is there another way to take that?
Yeah, y'all telling one side of something. Yeah, absolutely, that's wrong. Y'all were just telling the perspective of the white male. Is that what they're trying? Is that really what they're trying to say? The quiet message.
Would be pure,
right,
according to the Fuhrer.
It's a really pure.
Yeah, I heard they're turning CW into all reality shows. There's no more scripted shows because they're not making any money off of the scripted shows anymore. I think that's why they cancel a lot of the shows on CW.
The reality shows that are on CW. Remind me again. I'm not a reality person.
I don't
think they have it yet.
Yeah,
I think
they don't have it yet. They're transitioning.
Okay. Yeah, because reality.
That's not.
It's hard to get it's hard to get people invested in a dedicated time slot now, and especially because in terms of comedies and dramas, you have streaming services that you only have to wait to the a day. You don't have to wait to the exact hour. You don't have to go out of your day I need to be home at 8 p.m. You could watch it in the morning before work. You could watch it at 11 p.m. and you don't have to pay extra for a DVR service. And
what I do like whenever there's award shows and people are watching it together, it makes it, that was cool, watching something together and you're people are keeping along and they're making comments about stuff that's happening in real time. That's kind of how I feel about when they drop comedy specials. When they put up a comedy special, everyone's like, oh, I want to hurry up and watch it. Everyone starts putting out the jokes and all that stuff. So that's something I feel is one of the times where it's hey, now they do put that up at midnight, but if they were hey, we're going to drop this at 8 p.m., I think everyone would run and go try to watch it at that time.
That is true. That's very true.
I think they should go to doing something like that. So my mom still watches, what does she watch? The Masked Singer. She watches Equalizer, and she's like, yeah, I got my show at this time. And I'm like, can't remember last time I said that. I gotta watch my show. American Idol, I think was the last time I did something like that. And that still comes on. So, but yeah, I think I kind of missed that. Where everyone's sitting down, I can't go out tonight. I'm going to get takeout and come home and watch this.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Well, become a wrestling fan. You can do that. I'm just saying.
I was a wrestling fan back WWF time, and my generation was The Rock, Stone Cold. So and I think right when I was getting out of it,
Rock's back.
Rock's back.
Oh
yeah, I see that, right? I saw that whole he's the front of the whole poster. I'm come on. But I think I left right around the time is it Brock Lesnar?
With him and Paul Heyman.
Once he came in, I think
we don't talk about him anymore.
We don't talk about him anymore.
No.
Wait, why? Wait, what happened?
No. Same reason we don't talk about the guy who used to own it.
Yeah, we just.
Once he went to WWE versus, I think that's when I stopped. Once it went to WWE is when I stopped watching it. So now to keep online, I see I see Joe keeps up with it. Everyone that's posting, it's all on my feed now. It's kind of hard to ignore. Right, I'm just it's everywhere. It's Brandon's posting it. It's my other friend from the hashtag show, Mason. He posts about it too. It's all on my feed, so it's kind of hard to ignore. I was it's still a thing. Y'all know that this is.
Dude, wrestling's bigger than.
Wait. Don't say that.
I swear, I was wait, people thought, I used to think wrestling was cool until I realized it wasn't real.
It's what?
Ask Brandon if he got hurt that past weekend.
Yeah, I was As
did he
Brandon,
really?
he got hurt. It's real.
No, I mean, if he felt anything, I mean, he's still freaking flying in the air, you know.
Yeah.
You're trained to like.
Look, it's what I like to say is it's a soap opera for men.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's casted with stuntmen.
Yeah.
And they do
Okay.
actual stunts.
Okay.
That's it. So you just know what.
No, hey,
they
you know when I
what's gonna
started
happen
watching again,
Huh?
they brought Stephen Amell.
Oh,
yeah.
weird.
I was like, y'all
Okay.
almost got me there. I love Stephen Amell. I love to see he's gonna be on the new Suits LA.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that series. I'm excited.
That's good. Oh.
He's great. So I was like, when I saw they cast him, I was like, thank you, because once Arrow ended, I was like, so what y'all gonna do with this man? Because
Code 8 just came out. Also, Code 8 Part 2. Did you see that on Netflix?
right? He has a brother that's in there.
His cousin.
Yeah,
his cousin. His cousin.
Oh, that's it.
Dude, I feel like Robbie Amell's gonna end up on the show too. Robbie and Grant Gustin are gonna show up on Suits LA. I feel
Yeah.
like
You think?
You know what? Don't get mad at me. I've never seen Suits before. I should probably check it out.
The first like 5 seasons
I
are
started
good.
watching it because everyone kept talking about it, and then I fell in love with whatever that character is.
Lewis?
What's his name? No, the other one. I gotta type. What's his name? Michael?
Is it
that
one
his
of-
name?
Oh, Patch. Patch.
Patrick, yes,
Yeah.
Abrams, yes. I watched. Yeah, I was like, oh, I like the wittiness. Like, I like how. So okay, I can watch this. But then I asked some of my friends that have watched, and they're like, oh, it gets repetitive. Like,
Yeah.
And I was, oh, and it's like 7 seasons like that.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen White Collar?
I've watched like half of the first year. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It's hard
I
to-
kind of like. I thought they were
USA.
about the same show, but I guess they're not. Yeah.
Yeah. You would say it's hard to watch a lot of shows on. Just like, I always forget what channel it was. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's not about. Is that where that's where that was on, right?
Yeah, both those shows are
Yeah.
USA. Oh man, I don't even pay for cable anymore.
Right. Yeah.
How times have
What?
changed.
Was do you guys remember Animal Kingdom? I think that was on USA also.
I thought
Yeah,
that
it
was.
was. It was on USA.
Yeah, that was a badass show. That was a
I
freaking badass show.
My roommate used to watch that.
Yeah, it's a good show. But yeah.
I thought it was similar to not Aztecs, but what is Aztecs a spin-off of?
Mayans.
The motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
Mayans, yeah.
Mayans.
Yeah.
This is a spin-off of what? The
Sons of
motorcycle
Anarchy.
show?
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I always thought Animal Kingdom was kind of, but it was like when you actually watch Animal Kingdom, you're like, oh no, it's not.
Yeah, it's kind of like Point Break, a Point Break series, you know, like
Yeah.
you know.
This is super random, but since you mentioned Sons of Anarchy, because I think he's in there. Charlie, how do you say his name? Charlie Hunnam?
Charlie Hunnam.
Hunnam? Isn't he in Triple Frontier? So we were
Yeah.
talking back when we were talking about stacked cast.
Yeah, that was a stat cast.
In Triple Frontier, we're talking Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
Charlie, right? Okay, Pedro Pascal, Oscar
Yeah.
Isaac,
Oh,
and there's another
Yeah.
one. I don't know the guy's name.
That's it.
That's
Garrett Henley or something. What was he was in Tron 2. He was in it.
Yeah, like it was
Garrett
just
Hedlund.
that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that the guy, Bobby? No, not Bobby. The one that was in Four Brothers.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
one that
yeah.
died?
Yeah, Four
Yeah,
Brothers.
Four
I love
Brothers.
Four
I love
Brothers.
them.
That's my
Oh my
shit.
god, that was the
That's
first time I
my
ever stood up in
favorite.
the theater. That was the first
Yeah.
time I stood up in the theater. Like,
Yeah.
I stood up,
Or-
oh my god, I could not
when,
believe that.
when he was like walking through the ice and they did the fight thing, and then like, fuck, I love Four Brothers. That's one of my favorite movies. It's like
Poor brother.
Every
one of my
now and
favorite
then, I'll quote Sofia Vergara when she was sitting on the washer and dryer. She was like, "Ariseti to spin." Very often.
Yeah,
Probably quoted
yeah.
more than I should because this is from a small part of the movie. But yeah, I couldn't think of that guy's name.
Definitely one of my favorite Mark Wahlberg movies, and even that one right there behind you, Italian Job.
Italian.
That's the shit. I love
yeah.
Italian Job.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Well, this
Italian
is
Job.
my favorite movie of all time, The Departed.
Ooh,
Or the
God, I
That's
love
good.
The Departed. That's my
Yeah.
favorite movie of all. Like I live and breathe that movie.
that was a stat cast right there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's
Even Anthony
okay.
Anderson. I was like, my
Oh yeah. Oh god.
so random.
I forgot about
Yeah.
that. He was way bigger back then. Like.
There's so many quotes in that movie that I drop all the time and people don't know it's from. There's that one where, what is he? He's like, he goes, I'm the guy that does my job. You must be the other guy.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
I can
a
say
lot
that
of
to a
quotes.
lot
in
of
this.
people in this company.
I want a shirt that says that. That one a shirt. That
Yeah.
God damn.
I was waiting for like something, but
But speaking of like favorite movies and everything. All right.
Oh my god.
Our last question. Without giving it away, like name a movie that like perfectly embodies like your type or your kink, like what you're attracted to. So I'll go ahead and start. Like for me, it's Bedazzled. And then everyone else has to guess what like my type is, or based off my movie.
Bedazzled.
Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser, Elizabeth Hurley.
You like the toxic ladies.
I said older women.
No. He likes the toxic woman who he can say is a manic pixie, but in reality, it's just they're a horrible person. That's what that sounds like to me, because that's what she was. That's what she was in that movie. That's exactly what she was in that movie. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I am, but she's literally the devil. She's literally the devil. Like, that's what happened on that movie. So now we know you're just a horrible person, Kevin.
No, I'm attracted to horrible women.
No, yeah. Who like misery loves company, right? So horrible loves horrible person. I'm just saying.
No, I'm Brendan Fraser. I'm Ernest.
Okay, fine.
I can't. I'm having a hard time with this one.
I have a show more than a movie.
Yeah, all right, show works too.
For mine, Poker Face. Have you seen Poker Face?
So the entire series. So Natasha Lyonne's character. So,
or the show Russian Doll on Netflix.
So your type's just Natasha Lyonne.
Yeah. That's what I gathered from that. That's all I gathered from that.
God damn it, I shouldn't have said it. God, she's almost playing the same character on both. That's why I said it. But god damn.
I don't know that I can say see, the thing is, if I name the movies, my type.
If you name, you're supposed to name just one, because it gets easier the more you name.
Yeah.
And you're saying the type. Okay, that has to be the person type.
Yeah, like their character, not necessarily the actors themselves, but it's like we're gonna guess your type based off the whatever you say.
I can't figure one out.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you, Jezzer, because I feel like there's someone like looking over your screen, like.
Yeah.
Which movie? Who do you think I'm like?
They don't have all those posters in it.
Flying right into this camera.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna have to say. I guess I had to say Van Wilder. That's all I could think of.
Oh, so witty, quick wit, cut, underachieving.
Funny. It's just funny. I'm honestly, I'm not a gym. Like I go to gym here and there, but it's not really my thing. But I do not like gym bods at all. Like, but type wise, it's gonna be Stephen Amell and Paul Walker. Like, I mean, like those are. But with Ryan Reynolds' humor, if you can make somebody that looked like Stephen Amell or Paul Walker, and had Ryan Reynolds' humor. So I love Chris Evans.
So
Chris
Robbie
Evans is my.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Oh,
Evans.
is that his?
Robbie.
Yeah, Chris Evans is my crush, but he's not funny. If that makes any sense. Like, he's not funny. He's my crush, but he's not.
I'm trying to think if there's a good not another teen movie. I mean, there was what's your number?
I loved him. I loved him in What's Your Number?
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite Chris Evans movies.
Okay.
I mean, he was like half naked half the time, but regardless, if you remove that from it, he was witty and he was like cool, like he was cool boy next door, but he just he's pale. You know, like he's my crush, but for just me, I like him as a person. I think if you added like Robert Downey Jr. in him and you mixed them two together, then yeah. But it's gonna be
so you like him? So his character in Knives Out.
Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, Chris Evans in Knives Out.
No, he was a jerk. No, I didn't like that.
Too far to the other side.
Yeah, he's just. I'm trying to think. What is my?
I'm gonna.
Losers.
Losers.
Yep.
Nice.
That.
Nice.
The pew pew pew. Yep, that was. I would say that. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Star Wars prequels. Episode 1 to 3. Yeah.
Padme. Like so.
Yeah.
Strong.
Why you keep looking over your shoulder?
I'm not looking over. I'm not looking over
the camera.
He's not being influenced at all.
Huh?
There's no pressure on Jezzer right now. There's no.
No. It's like I'm like being held hostage and just keep looking over.
There's a bat being held over your head.
There's a gun to my face.
The first 3 Star Wars.
Yeah, Padme's.
Padme. Okay, I get you.
What about her?
Probably like Senator Padme. Yeah, for sure.
A woman in charge.
But,
So like Oprah.
Oh, Oprah's pretty great.
Well, she just stepped down. She stepped down, so she's no longer in charge.
Oh,
come on. She's in charge of Gale.
That's true.
It works out. It works out. Come on.
Wait, Gail's in charge right now?
No. Oprah's in charge of Gale.
Oh,
Even though
yeah.
she's not in
Gale
charge of
runs her.
anything. You know? She'll
Yeah,
call
she-
it
I
like,
guess
Gale, I need you to
she
go
said she
pick
on
up some
Ozempic.
Cambodian mother's breast milk for me and, run on a bridge. And she'll do it.
What?
Like, yeah, she like that's like her best friend with her assistant.
Thank you.
Breast milk, you make my day.
Where's that from?
Chappelle Show.
Chappelle Show.
Oh,
He made fun of P. Diddy, who, once again, we probably will never talk about again.
You know that sucks because
Dylon.
that kind of sucks because like one of my favorite CDs growing up was We Invented the Remix, and I'm like, god damn.
Dude, right? Like,
Yeah. But
Oh.
that's some crazy shit.
I actually, speaking of Dave Chappelle, I feel like since we were talking about like what we were talking about earlier relevant to this, but he was funny in Blue Streak. I almost said Blue Streak,
yeah.
but Dave Chappelle's not my type. He's too funny. But Blue Streak, Dave Chappelle in Blue Streak was top tier comedy. Top tier comedy. Like he outshined Mark Lawrence in that movie.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Well, besides the pizza delivery part, I think that was top notch.
That was good.
Yeah, don't drop the pizza. Oh, that was good.
Did you guys see Did you guys see the the behind the scenes clips of they're filming the new Bad Boys and like freaking Martin Lawrence is standing on top of a pallet? I was like, why you guys gotta do him like that? That's fucked up. Don't do that.
Really?
He was standing on top of a wooden pallet to like kind of match up with Will Smith. I was like, bro, that fucking sucks.
I mean, if you didn't though, then the framing's got to be like this to get them both in it. You know.
Yeah, because he's very.
Well, they could do that thing they did in Fast and Furious 6 where like that whole scene with The Rock and Dwayne Johnson where like they're going around and every time it turns to one of them, one's taller than the other. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock, Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, with The Rock and Dwayne Johnson. They were in the mirror. He was
Those two
looking in the
people.
mirror.
Yeah, but they're like every time they're going around like, oh, Vin's taller and then The Rock's taller.
Apparently he
Vin's
didn't
taller. Huh?
Yeah, they said Vince didn't like that. Those references to that. Like he didn't like that he was shorter.
Yeah.
Like it made him less of a man. Those movies are good too. I know people talk down on Fast and the Furious, but some of those movies.
Fast and Furious 11 is gonna be the last one.
I was like, yo, I'm telling you, you're like talk down about it. This guy right here will never talk down about it.
Yeah.
He loves
I love the Fast and Furious
great. I mean,
movies.
they're outrageous. And Paul Walker, I think Fast 5 probably the one with the bank with the
Fast
bank
5.
state. That's Fast 5, right?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
So fire.
Tokyo Drift is underrated for sure. I think Tokyo Drift is a great movie.
I still have yet to actually watch it.
Donkey Kong, his accent, that guy's accent.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong.
No, I mean just like
Drift
Hey,
King.
Drift King.
Drift King, man.
Donkey Kong, that accent was just hilarious. I'm glad they brought him back because he was wasted as well. He was really good. I liked him in the
He's the Shredder, man.
It was awesome.
He's
What's
the
his name?
Shredder. Brian. It starts with a T, I think. Brian T. It might be Brian T.
He's in a show, right? Like he's in a show. He's in a.
Right now he's expats.
Wasn't he also on like a doctor show or something?
That's what I was
He's
thinking.
also in the Doctor Show too, but he's Nicole Kidman's husband in Expats.
Speaking of Nicole Kidman, can somebody please explain to me what's up with these ads? Why is it making news that they're pulling her ad and putting new ones? Like, do people really go to the theater to go see her ads?
Yeah.
I'm saying ads, guys. ADS.
Tired. I don't know. I'm tired of having to go to a theater and see her, and it's like this poor white woman's lost in the theater. Why is she here? Like, I don't know. I don't want this. I got it at first, but now it's like.
Oh yeah, because it was like the pandemic reopening kind of thing, and like like highlighting the magic of cinema, and now I guess that did really well for them then. If they're gonna do 3 more, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, well, in regards to what? Like, do you think she convinced us to go back to the movies?
I think she got more people to go to AMC versus the other theaters.
No.
Like, why else would they pay her more?
No, I
This
think
is what
it's
got me to go to AMC. Is this right here?
There
This
you
is
go.
exclusive to AMC. Stuff like this gets you. I'm not gonna.
I know so many single men that were like rushing for the theaters to get that. But
To-
I agree. I agree.
Oh, to
Have
get
you
the
seen
popcorn
the meme
bucket.
where it's American Pie?
I comprehended. I thought to see Nicole Kidman. I was like, what? Why?
Ew.
But then to get the popcorn bucket. And
Oh man.
extra
That's
butter,
not an
extra butter,
experience.
extra butter, no popcorn. I get it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, all right.
Y'all see the meme with American Pie, and it has this just sitting there instead of the pie. No, Twitter is a space. X, whatever they want to call it, but Twitter is a place for everything. I'm on Facebook for my family and friends, but I go on Twitter for like the real, like the news and like what's trending and to laugh. Twitter is gonna forever be the spot. Yeah,
Very true. Very true.
it's forever gonna be.
Oh.
I mean, it ruins stuff though. There's a lot of spoilers there. Twitter is the reason why I go see movies before everyone else. Besides my profession, I also want to make sure I go see it before anyone else leaks anything. Yep.
Twitter is a dangerous spot, but it's also a great spot.
All right. On that note, all right. So that's our first episode of SacrILlegious. Thanks for everyone, coming on, sharing your opinions, spending Sunday morning with us. Goals to be back next weekend or next Sunday, but I mean we work, so you never know.
He's like, you never know.
All right, but yeah, thanks. Let us know what you want us to cover or whatever, or don't. I don't know. I don't really know how to end this thing, so I'm just gonna.
Tell us what you don't want us to talk about.
Yeah, tell us what you don't want us to talk about, and then we're probably gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how I like to do things.
All right. So I'm gonna hit the end button now.